Hey, Dave's not here, man, but I'm Tommy Chong, and you're listening to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast.
Welcome to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, Aaron connects melodies and memories with fans and artists from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, only music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your host for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Shriver.
What's going on? We just keep Tommy every week. I like Tommy. All right, y'all. What's that?
I said he was fun.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and drop where you guys are listening to tonight in the chat. Let us know how we're sounding. We're going to go ahead and check our sound and check everything out before we start rolling on.
Sounds good on my end.
Sounds good for you? Cool. I like it. I like it when it's easy like that. All right. Well, let's go.
Let's do this. I'm excited.
Hello and welcome everyone to season 5 of the Gainin Fast On Memphis podcast, a place where we connect melodies and memories with fans, artists, and passionate-driven individuals in and around the music community. I'm your host, Aaron Shriver.
And I'm Jillian Shriver.
Our mission tonight is to provide a platform for passionate singer-songwriters, motivated fans, or just someone who is making a difference in and around the world of music and is willing to share their stories too. So we hope everyone is listening, leaves inspired with a positive outlook on life, and begins connecting their own memories with melodies. Tonight, we are presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution, cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. Find them at arlorevolution.com. One tree planted. For every 1,000 downloads of the show, we plant a tree with one tree planted. Download the show today on your favorite podcast app. I think we are up to like 22 trees, I think.
That's a lot.
For our 10,000, I did 10. So,
Yeah.
and when we get to 20, I'll do 20.
Yeah.
Dude, we get up to like 1,000 trees. That'd be awesome.
Pretty cool,
yeah.
huh?
That'd be awesome. All right, guys. And then last but not least, pod decks. Pod decks are the hottest tool to get your next great interview. Unique interview questions in the palm of your hand. Our two on-screen sponsors tonight is Art on a Higher Wire by Joelle, original and custom artwork, inspired by your life moments, treasured photos, and memories. And our good buddy Corey Oliphant in the original church choir. Each week, I'm honored to have Corey and the OC. And we thank all of our sponsors for the continued support and growth of the show. If y'all listening tonight are looking for a place to tune in and kind of sponsor us or kind of help grow the show, check our Patreon out. Tiers start at just $1. And if you get a whole year, you get 2 months free. So it's like $10. And you get some kind of bonus content over there. So it's pretty cool. Some cool stuff over there that you can find. But check it out. If you can't do Patreon, anywhere you find the show, like, share, subscribe, give us some nice reviews. Head over to our Instagram. Some cool stuff. I'm going to announce something pretty cool tomorrow. Something we're doing next Thursday.
Check out our website.
Stepping out of the country world a little bit and stepping into another realm next Thursday. I'm going to announce that tomorrow. So keep our Instagram. Yeah, keep watching that tomorrow. And our website. Good call. All right, y'all. I'm excited for tonight because the guy that's getting ready to come on is literally taking country by storm. This guy is just unstoppable. And he's young, too, and he's dangerous, y'all. Oh, boy. But tonight we're going to welcome in singer-songwriter Kolby Cooper. He's 22 and headlining places like Joe's on Weed Street here in Chicago. Kolby has busted onto the scene in a huge way, and tonight I'm honored to discuss the memories and melodies that make up his journey. So we're going to go ahead and welcome Kolby in. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's good, Joe?
Hey.
It sounds good, too. I love it. Sounds good. Looks good, man. Awesome. I'm excited to have you, dude. You've been busy lately, huh?
Where'd you get that picture at?
Yeah, I got a couple, man. I have a few guys show up here.
Elvie was on the show. Yeah, Elvie's been on the show.
He's a good man.
Aaron's good at finding.
I like to find pictures that show.
Finding stuff.
I didn't know that existed. Like, I knew he took it, but I didn't know where to get it.
Dude, it might have just been a normal Google search somewhere and just kind of.
It's a good picture. It's a great picture.
Yeah, no, it's a great picture. I'm honestly kind of upset that I didn't know about it.
I'll email it to.
I was gonna say we'll send it to you.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll get it over to you real quick. I don't know where I got it from, so I don't know where to credit, but it was out there somewhere.
All good. We'll figure it out.
Man, so you have been busy. You were up here at Joe's a couple weeks ago. I know in Chicago, dude. Just badass show you've been putting on lately.
Was that your first time in Chicago?
So that was our third time. It was our first time headlining. So we were there 2 years ago, and then right before in February of 2020, we hit Chicago one more time before
everything,
kind of happened.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was incredible. I mean, I love Chicago. It's maybe my favorite city in America. But
We've been hearing that a lot lately, dude. Chicago is definitely, I love it. I talked to a kid from New York last night, and he was talking about how they just got lost their last country radio station and everything else. Chicago, though, is still hanging on to that country radio and that country music scene. I love that here, man.
Yeah, no, there's an incredible country scene there. I mean,
It's one guy's name, Ed Worm.
He's been nothing but great to me, and I mean, definitely helps Chicago keep country alive. You know.
Yeah, he definitely keeps it alive. Dude, I've been listening to a couple of your shows, kind of getting ready for this, a couple of your other podcasts, and I promise you, man, if I can make it happen next year early, I'm going to bring you up here for a Cubs game.
I would love to.
I could take you to your first Cubs game. I'll make it happen. I got a whole Cubs wall over in the corner, but I heard you've been trying and you just haven't had to make it happen yet. If I can make it happen, we're going to do it.
Yeah, no, every time we've had the opportunity, there's been like a sound check round late or something, but next time, definitely got to do it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get you up and get you a game, man, because there's nothing like Wrigley. Wrigley's a beautiful place. So, but we're going to throw things back, and I like to start when I talk about people's journeys. I want to talk about what you remember around the house. What was your parents listening to growing up? Maybe your earliest music memory, or your first concert you went to. Just tell us kind of how music got introduced into your life, dude.
So I've been, I mean, a huge fan of music since my first memories. My dad always drove cow trucks when I was little, so I would go with him, and my younger brother would stay back at the house with my mom, and we would listen to, he had every Waylon Jennings album on CD, so we'd burn through those, and we'd listen to a bunch of the early Texas Red Dirt stuff like Ray Rogers and all the early albums that they put out, and it was a bunch of Texas country and a bunch of old country when I was little.
You dug into that cross Canadian a little bit too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That Boys from Oklahoma song, dude, I love that one.
Oh, it's great. I mean, that the Purple record and Soul Gravy and Garage are three of the greatest records ever, and I'll down.
Hell, badass band, dude. So this is awesome. You're from the Texas area, correct?
Yeah, I born and raised in East Texas in a little town called Bradford, and now I live in Tyler. So
hell yeah, man. Now for you, when you started playing shows outside Texas, because everybody knows Texas can be its own music scene. I mean, you can sell out huge venues in Texas and go to places like Joe's, and maybe 10 will show up or 15 will show up. For you, when you first got out of Texas, how was it? Was it tough for you to get a crowd outside, or I mean, you just dude, you haven't been out for a long time. You just had shows, dude, as a headliner. So I mean, you don't see that often with these Texas acts coming out, but dude, you're making some steam out there.
Yeah, no, we've been super blessed, and I've been very fortunate to have people show up pretty much anywhere we've gone. We haven't had a show where it's like can we say bad words on here? No.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I haven't had a show
for a reason.
There you go. I haven't had a show where we've gone and I'm like, damn, dude, like, that sucks. Why did we even come? Like I've only been, completely surprised every time we've gone to a new state and a new city and a new venue, with how many people do show up and know every word. Like, we've been doing pretty much nothing but out of state stuff since May. I would say we've probably played like 10 shows in Texas since then, and everything else has been, everywhere out of state that we could get to, and they've all been, mind blowing. It's weird to go so far away and have so many people, and have it feel like you're still in Texas, being in Montana.
That's cool.
I remember I used to. I still do. I'm a huge Eric Church fan. I've seen Eric Church 170 sometimes. My whole backdrop is this old Eric. Just actually his hummingbird he gave me years ago.
Holy shit.
I would go and I would see Eric Church at bars. He'd pack the place, and we'd go to Texas, and we'd go to these little places, and he'd have like 15 people. We'd be back to the old bars. Like, damn, these guys really hate church here at first. He had the hardest time hidden in Texas for the longest time. But I'm like, well, that's how Texas bands are when they leave Texas too. All right, so I kind of saw it both ways there for a little while.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the gap has been bridged a lot more the past few years, as far as people going out of Texas and still selling tickets, and people coming into Texas and doing well. I think that's just the whole genre changing in general, which is good for everybody, I think.
I was telling my wife here. Actually, it's funny. My wife here is Jillian. You got a wife, Jillian, too. Just spelled a little different, but I love
what I was going to say.
Is she just with one N?
So it's Jillian.
Yeah.
See,
I have 2 N's and an E.
When we first started dating, I had to count on my fingers. I'm like, all right, Jilliane. Okay, 9 I got it.
You don't hear a lot of Jillians around, so it's pretty unique. So that's awesome. I love that.
It is. That's earlier whenever we before we hopped on, I was like, holy shit! Like I didn't realize your name was Jillian. That's a very, very uncommon name.
Yes, it is for sure. Well, that's cool. Well, tell her I said hi.
I will absolutely.
To fellow Jillian. That's awesome.
I totally forgot I was even talking about her before that too.
I don't know either. I still think it's freaking cool. Her name's Jillian. So. I feel like we have a connection.
Well,
so
then we're gonna connect it even more here. Then I'll probably hand this over to you for a little bit. So before you joined music, you were doing something kind of before you jumped music. You were kind of had a decision to make. Either you're gonna go back to school to do something, or you're gonna do music. And your mom was it that said, "Hey, go do music." My wife here, she's an oncology nurse at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Wow.
So he was going to school to be a nurse.
Oh, awesome.
I was. That's incredible. My mom's a nurse. My aunt is a nurse. My grandma is a nurse. I have just a family full of nurses.
Oh, cool.
Wife too. She has an LVN license, so she's like, she's a stay-at-home mom now, so whatever, just fuck that. But
yeah,
no, I was going to. I finished my last year of basics, and I had I guess the 2 years of nursing school to do, and right before, obviously my wife knew how much I didn't want to go to college, and my mom knew too, but I wasn't gonna be like, yo, like, can I just not go? I was just gonna do it, and then one day she sat me down. She was like, I think that you should take a year off and try out music. And at the end of that year, if it's something you love and you feel like there's a career there that's being built, you just do that. And that's been 3 years ago, I guess. So.
Well, that's awesome. That's very cool. I think, music and nursing too. Like, I feel like you have to really have a passion for it. It's hard. It's hard work. Music's hard. So if your heart's not in it, it's definitely something that is a challenge. And, you would definitely wonder, if you had chosen another way, what would happen.
It was probably a hard choice for you though, right? Yeah. I mean, because I'm sure coming from a family of nurses, and you had something happen to you tragically when you were young in high school. You lost your father to cancer too. I mean, and that's probably what drove you to wanting to be a nurse, because I've seen a lot of people that you work with that are like, oh, we lost a parent young or something like that to cancer. We want to be there and help people now. We want to be doing that. So I'm sure when it was probably a hard decision that day when you're sitting there talking to your mom to really, I'm going to do music instead of giving up on the nursing thing, right? Yeah, no, it definitely was, because both my parents wanted me to go to college and whatever. But at the same time, I felt like I could do just as much good in this career as I could in that career. Yeah, you are.
Like she said, nursing is hard, and I wasn't trying to go through nursing school not being fully committed. And that was kind of that, and I'm very thankful that it all went down the way it did.
That's cool. I think you did the right thing, but for all the nurses in your family, and who I think there's a couple people that are either nurses or have family that are nurses. I think it's an awesome career. I think that nurses have had the hardest year over the last year and a half, so for those of them that have stuck it out and are still sticking it out, I commend you guys, because it's hard. We go through a lot, and it's a hard career, but it's definitely worth it for sure. If your heart's in it and you've got the passion for it,
so
definitely
you made the right choice, dude. Don't worry.
I wasn't good at anything else. I always wanted to take care of people. It was just kind of my thing. So
I couldn't do the things she does, dude. I see it in things like the main thing I think that bothers me with what she does right now in her nursing is oncology, and you're with these people at the end of their lives, and you get to know them, and then you lose them. And I think that for me would be tough and to be too hard, because you kind of have a bond or a friendship with these people. Yeah, absolutely. Meeting up.
Well, I think you can attest to this with your dad. Oncology, it's the same. People say the same thing about pediatric nurses and oncology or hospice nurses. What you do, in oncology, you're not you're there for them to make whatever time they have or whatever they can do the best that you can for them. Make them comfortable, help them with their symptoms or whatever. So I don't know. It's different. We don't look at it that way. As a nurse, I don't look at it that way. Like I look at it like, I'm here for you today. I'm going to do the best that I can to make you feel better. And do what I can to help you live your best life, you know? So
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely one of the most honorable things you can do. I mean, my mom is a home health nurse.
mhm.
She tried hospice out for a little bit, but I mean, I think she only did it for like a month or something, and it was just the whole getting close to these people, and
It is hard.
because she's a lover too, so like getting close to these people, she would have a bond with them, and then after a month they're just gone. So it was a lot, and I mean I couldn't imagine it. It's a very tough career, but very thankful for the people that do it.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And but you, like you said, what you're doing, you're changing lives with what you're doing too,
for
man.
sure.
Because some of your songs, that Boy from Anderson County song, other ones, just they hit, dude, and that's what I love. I mean, you're still taking care of people. You're just taking care of people up here a little more.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's how I feel. I mean, I've had so many DMs with people just saying thank you for a song. Like it could be a song like Curse October, a song like Boy from Anderson County, or even like Excuses. Like I literally had like 3 DMs today from some of my brokenhearted friends.
Yeah, man.
That I guess needed to hear it.
There's so many, dude. Excuses is one of my, oh god, there's so many songs. Like you just think in your catalog, and it was funny. It was like I was just looking, I'm like, all right, that one's gonna be a hit, that one's gonna be a jam. All right. I love it because your shows are always just so energetic, and you know how to set a pace and read the crowd and what to do next. And I love that with an artist, because sometimes an artist will follow a set list or anything else, but I like artists that sometimes will just read the crowd too and say, all right, we got to move some things around or do something a little different. So
yeah, no, absolutely. We always have like a little base that we follow, but if it's exactly. Depending on the crowd, we may throw in a new song or throw in another old song that they want to hear. It's different every night, and definitely crowd to crowd based, because it's weird how different crowds can be. You can have the same amount of people in 2 different venues, but a just completely different vibe with the people in there, which is cool.
Yeah, dude, that is awesome. So we talked a little bit about being a dad, but you're a dad of 2 girls. You're a girl dad over here. Are you guys gonna do a third? Go for a third here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
They're still young. They got time.
This one, I know.
2 boys. We have 2
we're almost
boys.
40. I'm almost 40, but
Aaron wants that girl, but I'm telling you, I'm too old for
Nah,
for you though, when you were on the road, and you've been away, how hard was it? What's the hardest thing being away from the family right now?
Man, it's I got home yesterday, I got home this morning at 5 a.m. Right? Oh, dude, I've been gone so long. I've been gone for like the past month, really, and I've been gone a ton since May, and even a day being gone, it's crazy how much they can change. But I mean, the month thing, it's like they're a completely different kid normally when I get back. They're doing a million different things. Our youngest one is practically sprinting, and she was still walking okay whenever I left. It's such a developmental time in their life. Like it can happen like that, and something new is going on.
I wasn't gone at all, but I was working a job, and I was away from home too damn much. I was working too many hours, and we had a newborn, and I'm like, I gotta leave. I gotta do something. I gotta get out of here. And then after I left, I was a stay-at-home dad for about a year after that. And dude, it was awesome because I got that bond back. I got to rebuild that he was a year old at that point, but I was able to at least start building that bond again. And
yeah,
I really love that because I saw that, and that's why I kind of asked this question with dads and everything too, because I know it's tough and everything else, but you're out there grinding, man. You're out there. Well, I think I wrote down playing prior to COVID, every Saturday you're playing shows. You're just out every weekend. I love stories that you were still underage and getting into bars and just jamming out, dude.
Yeah.
They sneak you in back doors, or how would this work, man?
A lot of venues, they would just, they didn't care. They would just let me play because it was, we were selling tickets. So it was like, what are they going to do? Not let us play. But some venues were assholes about it, man. Like, we had this one venue that made me come in this back side door. This side door was about that wide, and the entire band had to squeeze through it. And we had like all our guitar racks and shit set up right in front of it. So I had to try and squeeze through that to get on stage. and instead of getting on the front of the stage, which would have been way easier, and had to get off on the back, and said if I got off on the front, they weren't going to pay us, and that we had to leave. And I was like, "What's fucking dumb?"
Oh my god, that's so dumb.
Yeah, no,
We don't play there no more. Be like, I ain't gonna deal with you no more.
we didn't play there after the first time. It was a little shit.
You always got those places,
I'm like picturing
man.
them like escorting you to stage and like escorting you off. Like, okay, you're not allowed in the building. You can play and then leave.
You guys
That
stand
was
stage.
how it happened. And
Oh, that's stupid.
and
Yeah.
then, I mean, it was a cluster, but you know, we made it through, and here we are.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're legal, so you're good.
Exactly. Now
It doesn't matter.
they can't tell me anything now.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Yeah, it's cool. It's like, yeah, I'm there. So you're 22 now, right?
Yeah, 22.
You've had about a year now. That's awesome, man. It's crazy because you're so young, dude. And you got such a career ahead of you, and you got it down, dude. So, I mean, you've had it down for a little bit. When did you meet your wife? You guys were high school sweethearts, right?
Yeah, so I met her for the first time in 3rd grade, and we, I guess, became best friends in 4th grade because her where she lived with her mom was right across the road from my grandparents' land. So we would
Awesome.
it's crazy, but in 4th grade, our parents would let us take like my 4-wheeler out on their land and ride, just us two. So we were best friends from 4th grade all up to senior year, when we started dating our senior year. And
So what took you so long to start dating her then, dude?
what?
What took you so long to start dating her?
Her. It was the whole friend thing. Didn't want to mess up a friendship. Blah, blah, blah.
So you're like Josh Kaiser out here. She put you in the friend zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to ruin a good thing. I feel her. I get it.
Right.
I get it.
And then she finally realized that she wasn't gonna find anything better. She's like, I gotta do this. It's a damn good thing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it worked out.
You
For
probably
me.
just started singing to her and serenaded her, man.
Phew, maybe.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
I love that, dude. I love that story just because you've had it down. You know what you want, and you go and get it, dude. I love that about you, and you're still doing it. What's 2022 going to look like for you? Where are you going back out on the road? Some more music? What are you thinking about for 2022, man?
Yeah, you know, nothing's super set in stone, but there's definitely some new music at some point, and there's a bunch of more touring. We're hitting a bunch of new states and cities that we've never been to, which is really exciting. Damn, that's a great picture.
Dude, I love this picture because you're wearing.
We were in high school, and we played this art festival, and Adrian Peterson walked by while we were playing. We're like, oh shit, and like we jumped off the little bitty stage we were on and went and took a picture. He's from the same place I'm from too, so it was cool as shit. Anyway, what were we talking about? I just did
a Bears hat. This is awesome.
Like taking me by surprise. I love it. Like everything.
I like that. Like I said, I like to have the journey and stuff. So we have some guy. We have Will Long in the chat. He asked if we're come to Virginia. Have you got out east a lot, or have you kind of just stick to the Midwest, South?
So we've done, I mean, a lot more Midwest and South, and we just hit the Southeast. We've done the East, but we did DC, and we were supposed to do New York, but our van that we were in at the time broke down on the way to New York, so we had to get it fixed. So we got it fixed, then we hit DC, but we were broke down in Roanoke, Virginia, if that counts. I mean, we didn't play there.
But you visited.
We did.
That counts.
And that was like the sketchiest pretty city I've ever been. Like, it's a beautiful city, but like, have either of y'all ever been to Roanoke, Virginia?
I might have been through it. I haven't
been to Roanoke. I don't think.
I mean, it's a big town, but there's like nobody there. Like, there's all these tall skyscrapers and shit. Like, there's like 3 cars total in the whole town, it feels like.
Oh, well, that's weird.
It was super eerie. Like, we were walking around.
Like looking around.
See, I felt like that about Montgomery, Alabama, the night we drove through. I was after a church concert. I'm trying to find Hank Sr.'s grave, and we're in Montgomery, and it's like 2 a.m. And next thing I know, there's a guy running down the street with a gun shooting, and there's cops running out of Waffle House. I'm like, y'all, we gotta get out of here.
Wrong place, wrong time.
I'm like, this is crazy. We never saw the grave.
We had that happen in Kansas City back in the middle of summer. Me and my wife were in the back in the bed in the bus, and we were watching. Shit, what was it called? Damn it! It's my bass player's favorite movie. I'm blanking on it. It's got Sam Elliott in it and the dude. Shit. It's about
What's it about?
Not Desperado. Not Desperado.
about bowling.
Oh,
Kingpin?
yeah. No, it's
No,
Are you? I'm too old. You're
I
too
know.
young.
Why can't I think of Fear and Loathing? No,
No.
not Fear and Loathing. It's right there.
Yeah, I can't think of the name.
Someone's gonna be in the chat. It's gonna tell us, and we're gonna be like,
I know you've intrigued me. Not that it really makes a difference, but I really need to know.
Look it up.
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're watching the Big Lebowski, and we hear like a ta ta ta, and we were like, and this is in the middle of Kansas City, like middle of the city. And my wife was like, "What was that?" I was like, "I don't know, fireworks, maybe." Like I don't know, I wasn't even thinking. And we were just sitting there trying to finish the movie, and we hear it again. So I walk up to the front lounge, and I was like, "Hey, did y'all hear that?" They're like, "You know those gunshots?" And I was like, "Were those gunshots?" Like, I think so. So I went back to the back lounge and looked. I opened the window, and there's people running down the street away from this parking lot, and there's like 4 cop cars that fly by us, rolling over there. And we freaked out. I was like, there wasn't really anything. Yeah, wasn't anything we could do about it. It was no. 2022 is gonna be a lot of new cities. We're doing a lot of East Coast in February, and so we're hitting like Cincinnati and Philly and Pittsburgh. I guess we're not going to Virginia, but
You're staying far from Roanoke for a little bit now.
Yeah. We'll get there at some point for sure.
Oh yeah, man! I love that. Just staying busy though, and definitely grinding, man, because that's what you gotta do. Build the fans one at a time. Yep. Just keep grinding out there. But I love that about you, man, and going out there. But you had 2 sold out shows in Nashville on this tour. Tell me about that. How that was for you, because I mean, being from Texas and you still live out in Texas, and coming into where country music's so prominent, the home of country music, and actually just packing two nights full of people. Where did you guys play? What venue was it? And just how did the night go for you, man?
So we played the Basement East.
Oh yeah.
And I mean it was surreal because it was some shows we've been looking forward to since I think we booked them in January of 2021. So like we've been looking forward to them for almost a full year. And when they finally got here, it was like, holy shit! Like I can't believe it's here. And then with how well they were, like, I mean, it was crazy. I never thought that my first back-to-back night at a venue would be outside of Texas, let alone in Nashville. So it was crazy, man. I mean, the energy there was incredible. The shows were incredible. The fans were killer. Yeah, there's a picture from it. It was 2 of my favorite shows I've ever played. And I mean, I can't wait to go back. It's
insane, dude.
Congratulations. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's so badass, dude.
I appreciate it. It was really, I'll never forget it for sure.
I mean, it's just going to keep climbing from there, man. That's just going to be your first surreal moment. Then you're going to have another one. You're like, oh, and then next thing you know, you're going to be at the Opry or somewhere.
Yeah.
I love this picture,
I love
man.
this picture.
I do too. It's
we have a picture like that with Aaron and the baby.
We were talking about yesterday. I had a guy from New York City on the night my first kid was born, Jackson. The Cubs. I'm a diehard Cubs fan. So, but the Yankees. I know you're a huge Yankee fan too. Hey. Cubs, Yankees. I still have like a screenshot from the game, a picture of me holding him. He's wearing all of his Cubs stuff.
Dude, that is awesome.
I bet you're a really good girl dad. I bet the girls like braiding your hair, playing with your hair, don't they?
They well, when they get a little bit older, I'll let them play with my hair.
Not yet.
I hate having my hair pulled, but
I got news for you, man. They're gonna play with your hair.
I know.
I promise you. I'm sure they will.
I know. I'll let it happen at some point. But once they get old enough to know not to pull my hair out, because like I don't want to. I don't want to go bald.
Right.
That's not ideal,
I just scratch my head all the time. I'm going bald myself. All this.
I don't think I'm going bald. I just don't want to. That's like one of my biggest fears. There's no fucking way I'm gonna go bald. I'll get a hair.
As long as you keep it long. I mean, hey, it can stay long forever, right?
Whatever.
Really, he's got long hair still.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna. This is probably short. I may cut it a little bit shorter. That's probably as short as I'll go.
When did you start growing your hair out? Was it high school?
The last haircut I got was the day before I graduated.
Nice.
Well, I guess the last haircut I got a haircut like a month ago. I got 5 inches cut off, so it was down to right here.
That's a big cut, though.
I love the Yankees medallion. I saw that too. That's awesome, dude.
The Yankees medallion, the tattoo. I got it all.
You are all right. So I got the Cubs tattoo. you guys got my Rizzo. So Rizzo's a good player, man. I hope he sticks around for y'all, man. He's a hell of a ball player.
Man, I was really excited when I saw they picked him up, but sorry, I was almost kind of I don't know. I was pretty bummed out. I mean, they spent so much money, got Gallo, got Rizzo. Like, they by far had the most talented team in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, that wild card game, I turned it off after the 5th inning. I was like, there's no way I'm finishing this. I was pretty bummed out.
I feel your pain, dude. I was a Cubs fan. I still am a Cubs fan. So it's
I couldn't imagine. I mean, the thing that sucks for me, I mean, I got to watch the 09 World Series, which was sick. But you know, I was born '99, so like I didn't really comprehend what baseball was until I was at least in kindergarten, and even then, like I didn't really watch until like 2nd or 3rd grade. So I didn't get to watch any of like the legendary run that they went on with all these World Series and shit. Like I started watching, and you know, now they just haven't won in 12.
It was so bad that we had to hate the Yankees for a while.
Hey, I don't know, and I think that's what drove me to be a fan too, because like none of my family ever watched sports, and I'm from East Texas, so there's no reason to be a Yankees fan. But like I said, none of my family watched sports, so I turned the TV on, and it was like I think it was Yankees Red Sox playing, and Yankees won, and it was over. I wasn't going to cheer for any other team ever again.
Well, I was born in the early '80s, so I grew up in the '90s. But I grew up in Chicago in the '90s, so Bulls, man, was everything. So I was kind of like your Yankee run was like my Bulls run. So we were unstoppable for year after year after years. So it was awesome seeing all that. But it's cool when you see a good dynasty put together a run like that, and especially when it comes to sports, it's your team. You're like, oh hell, these guys ain't going to beat us. That's how I thought the Cubs were going to be, but I don't know what the hell happened after that. Then they trade everybody away.
Man, I couldn't tell you.
It's cheap to go to a Cubs game again, so I got you next time you come to Chicago.
Perfect. That's the one good thing about, you know, cheering on a shitty team is it's always going to be cheap.
Yep.
Bargain tickets.
You always got. I know when they were doing real good, there was like minimum ticket was like $100, and now you can get a ticket for $20 again. So I was like, all right, there you go.
Now we could take the kids to a game. I couldn't afford it before.
Before we had to go north to Milwaukee to go see a game.
Dude, I went and watched a Brewers game a few years ago, and it was hot as shit inside of that stadium.
Oh yeah. Especially
if they don't have the thing open, it is hot.
It was closed, and it was like 50 outside, so they had like heater on or some shit. Oh my god, we stayed for like 3 innings. I had to leave.
I don't like being too hot, man. I just too cold's fine. I can put a couple layers on, whatever. But too hot, it's like no.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm a big time cold guy. We keep our bus on like 60, like 58. Like so, we'll wear like constantly have a hoodie on and like sweat socks. Like,
I love that, dude.
I love being bundled up. I hate having to try and get cooled down because there's no way to really. Besides, you know. Anyways,
if I could keep the house at 68 all year round, I would every day. But
it's like our kids. Our kids are hot natured and they never have clothes on.
Yeah, well, that's boys. Color up and everything else. So well. So I want to, before we move on to our sponsored part of the night, and wrap things up, I want to just kind of talk about transitioning for albums from you. When you went from the first one, Good Ones Never Last. I know that one was real heavy, leaning on your dad. Just the memories of your dad that you had. And then going on to the new one, Boy from Anderson County. How was that transition period for you? And kind of building them. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge fan of Eric Church. So I love when he puts projects together because he always said he's going to build an album and hope for a single instead of putting a bunch of singles out and hoping for an album or whatever. Yeah. And I feel like when I listen to your EPs that you drop, I feel that from you a lot too. I feel like you're building and looking for like a kind of full album coming together as a project of just a few songs here and there. So tell me about the transition and just kind of like how you build your albums or your EPs when you put them together.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you know, there's a plan in my head for what's going to go down. And I can't really talk about it because it's obviously not on paper yet. And I would hate to, you know, promise some shit that may not happen. But yeah, that's the whole idea is, you know, when I put especially an album out, I want it to be a cohesive story and like and really mean something more than just like, all right, well, here's 10 songs that are all really good songs that are going to be singled. You know, like I exact the other approach where it's like I want to build an album that I'm really proud of. and then we can focus on the other side of it. And that's what we did. I mean, you know, we didn't have a label for Good Ones Never Last. It was just independent, but that was the whole idea. Was you know, the first song on it and the last song on it are both songs that I wrote about my dad. Like By Your Side's kind of, you know, from his perspective to me, and then Cursed October is just written about the whole just the night he passed away and losing him and stuff. So that album, you know, it felt like once it was out, like there was this weight lifted off my shoulders that I'd been kind of carrying around since I was, you know, 14, and it happened. So it was cool to like really, I guess, not feel like I was over it, but feel like feel a lot better about the whole situation. And you know, with you know, this part one Good One, or Boy from Anderson County, what I wanted to do is kind of show where I am now and show that like I'm happy, I'm married, I have 2 beautiful little girls, I'm in a really good spot in life, and I love life, and you know, I'm doing better.
I love that, man. I love it too. Just like the way you explained it, how you just kind of you build it up. Like I always how like they talk about albums and they're just songs. How it's your kids, you're raising them up, you're keeping them real nice and protected. Then you release them out to the world and let everybody take a hold of them and see where they go or see how they grow. Yeah. I always like that. And I feel like a lot. I get that from you a lot, and I'm a huge fan.
Absolutely, man. That's you know, my favorite thing is releasing music and seeing people just seeing people connect with it. It's the coolest part about being a musician is like the DMs we were talking about earlier, having people be, you know, fucking, they could be a mile up the road here in Tyler, they could be, you know, 10,000 miles away somewhere, and they could connect to the song just the way that I did when I wrote it. And it's a really crazy feeling, and I love it. It's my favorite part.
Oh, yeah. Where's the furthest away your music's reached that you know of?
Shit. I mean, anywhere that Spotify is. I know India. Like,
Yes.
India. I guess India is a pretty solid.
That's awesome, though. It's cool. Yeah, like I on the podcast, I can go and look and see, okay, where is it downloaded? And I'll be like, see overseas. I'm like, oh shit. Like one time I even said, hey, if you're so listening in whatever Germany, reach out to me. I'll send you some free stuff. They never reached out, but I was like, I want to see what this is, see if I can get a hold of them. It's always interesting to see, man. And it's cool. So, all right, we're gonna roll on to our Powered by Poddex section of the night. I pulled a couple cards earlier. Actually, this question came up last night too. That's kind of funny. What was the first band? I wanted to put this out there because I just showed a lot of pictures real quick where you're wearing like an M&M shirt. You're wearing different shirts. I love that. Yeah. What was the first band T-shirt you felt super cool about wearing to school?
So the first one that I remember thinking like, oh, dude, this is cool as shit. There's a band called Whiskey Myers that are, you know, they released their first record when I was in 4th grade at Cayuga, and they're all from 5-10 minutes away from there. So I remember I got home from school, my dad brought this CD, and it was the Road to Life record, and he was like, listen to this shit. They're from, you know, these are boys from Palestine, whatever. And I listened to it. I was like, holy shit, dude, like this, you can be in this little town and make music. Like it was revolutionary. Whiskey Myers is incredible. But in 6th grade, I went and watched them at this festival called Rebels and Roses, and I got this red Whiskey Myers shirt, and I had all their signatures on it, and I didn't give a shit. I wore it to school like once or twice every other week, and that was my favorite. I thought it was the coolest thing, and I have it somewhere. But I mean, I wore it enough to where there are no longer signatures on it. They are.
Hell yeah, dude! I have a hat. It's an old style hat, and it's the only thing I had on me the time I met Taylor Swift. She signed the brim of the hat, and you look at it now, you can't even see the Taylor Swift. I have a picture of her holding it, signing it. Some paparazzi guy got this picture. I was able to find it years later. So I got that picture now, but I was like, oh, hey, at least you could see it was autographed at one point.
Yeah, that's what really matters.
It's like, I'll still rock it anyways. No. All right. The second one was, what are 3 of your favorite music venues in the world that you have played and 3 that you've not played? So I know we talked about Joe's. You played one of my favorites too, Rick's Cafe in Starkville, Mississippi. I love that place, dude.
That was incredible.
I don't know if you were in the bathroom, but you used to pee on the floor of that place.
It was a trough.
I
wasn't it?
It wasn't even a trough.
Oh,
I
It
didn't,
was literally
I
the
didn't check out the bathroom.
Man.
That was one of my favorite shows we played for sure. That venue is sick, but
They're rowdy, dude.
three venues. I mean, we played Billy Bob's back in January, and that's obviously a bucket list for, especially for anybody from Texas, but for most, I mean, artists in general. So we got to play Billy Bob's, which was another one of those surreal moments. And then there's this little place in, also this one last. And I would say my second, we got to play Toyota Music Pavilion with Whiskey Myers in August, which was crazy. It was, 8,000 people. Just, that was insane. And then my third, I'm super biased on this, but kind of where we got our start was in College Station at this little place called The Tap. My manager used to manage it, and that's kind of where we got hooked up. And he would have me come play a few shows, and then we got to headline some shows, and that's, it went from being like 100 people to like 350 to 650, and it was like, the crowds there were, it's this little, it's not even like, I don't know, there's just something special about the place. Like, it's not like, there's not a green room, there's nothing like crazy about it. It's just the energy of the crowd and the venue in general is,
that's what makes you remember places.
it's like it's like your hometown.
You can have the nicest freaking green room in the world, but you go out and it's the shittiest crowd you've ever played to.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be memorable for you because you're there for the music.
Mhm.
Exactly. And that was, I still can remember every moment from pretty much every show I played there. And looking back at videos from it, like it's awesome seeing it,
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Get to the rave in Milwaukee. That's a venue you'll fall in love with. There's an old pool in the basement. They swear it's haunted.
Dude, I've been seeing videos of like homies and shit going and playing there recently. It looks incredible.
I'll be there next Thursday for a show, and I'm so excited for it. But it's one of my
It's a cool venue.
It's cool.
Definitely.
It's 3 different floors. So they'll start you off in like the basement. They'll announce your show, start you in the basement. And if you start selling good, they'll move you up to the middle. And
It's like an escalation
they move you up
process.
to the top. And it's kind of funny. We're going to see Jelly Roll next Thursday.
Yeah.
We're covering Jelly Roll and stuff.
Dude.
Yeah, and they were in the club, and they got over the 2,000 ticket thing. So they bumped him upstairs. And I think Noah Hicks and Jameson Rogers or someone's playing like the middle stage now.
So what's cool is they can do 3 shows at once. So you can show up and there's a concert in the basement, there's a concert in the and then there's a concert in the ballroom, and they could be 3 completely different genres.
I went
So like
one night
the amount of people. Like we went to a country show, and do you know who? He's probably too young.
No,
do you know who
no.
ICP is? Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, no, ICP.
Okay, so they were playing, and we were going to a country
you
show.
You got to tell the story. So we argued on the way up there, and we were going to see Lee Bryce. So we had tickets for Lee Bryce, and we got in a fight. And she's like, "I'm not going in. I'm staying in the car." It's like Halloween. We turn the corner. You see these guys with these pumpkin heads and all the face
makeup, like sketchy.
I look over. I said, she's like, "Nope, I'm going in." So you have flannel and plaid going in one door and painted faces going in the other door.
Yeah, I could imagine how sick that was mingling on the way into the venue.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a cool venue.
One night I was there, I
venue.
went and saw Blackberry Smoke. I love Blackberry Smoke, but I don't know if it was an off night for the venue or it was just the sound wasn't right. I don't know why. I just wasn't feeling the show. And when my buddies was like, the Whalers are playing in the basement, I said, hell yeah. So we took like this back staircase down, and someone handed us a joint the minute we got down there, lit it up, and watched the Whalers play. We're like, all right, hell yeah.
That is cool as shit, man. That's definitely a venue that I'd love to play, but I mean, Red Rocks is one. The Rave. Dude, there's so many. I want to play Yankee Stadium. I want to play Madison Square Garden. Like, I want to do all that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. We're taking the boys to see Eric Church at Madison Square Garden in May next year, and that's gonna be their first Eric Church arena show. So we're
that's so awesome, man.
Yeah, to take them because that's where he got fired years ago. So I'm like, we gotta go back there.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna play our next section. A little quick. I'm gonna play 4 songs, a little clip of 4 songs. And I call it Connecting Memories with Melodies. The very first memory you have that pops up with this song, let us know. It's going to be like a 6-second clip. Go ahead and hit it.
Perfect.
Sick and tired of being sick and
I had to put some Cross Canadian. This is my favorite. Sick and Tired, Cross Canadian. When you hear this song, dude, where does it take you?
First thing I think about, So me and my dad, the way we bonded was music always. And every day when he would get home from work, he would honk the horn, and I'd come outside and I'd get in the driver's seat, and he'd be in the passenger seat, and we'd just go back road until like 10, 11 p.m. at night, and then come back home, and we'd just be listening to a bunch of everything. But I mean, like ragweed, obviously a lot.
Oh yeah,
It's a cool memory. I love that.
I love
Oh
that.
yeah, no, it is cool.
Next year, go ahead.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Green Day, Basket Case.
Shit. I mean, that reminds me of right now. I mean, we that shit on the bus all the time. So I mean, that reminds me of last week and hanging out with the dudes on the bus.
Hell yeah, man.
Cool.
All right, 2 more. Go ahead and play that next one.
Old Hank made it here. We're all sure that you will.
Good old Waylon. I know you got a Waylon Jennings tattoo. We got a Nirvana tattoo.
I got Nirvana, Waylon, and I don't know if you can see it in the background, but right there where my hand is, it's a Waylon. It's a signed Waylon poster.
Oh, cool.
Really? First memories riding through Georgia in a cow truck with my dad. Just
Wow.
The greatest hits.
Hell yeah, man. Just always say that song. I love it just because it tells this story, and that's why I love songwriters. And just the fact because they tell the stories, man. I want to hear the stories. And
Absolutely. That's what I love so much about all of Waylon's stuff is the storytelling's always. It's a lot of it's different, but it's cool, man.
hell yeah, this is our 7-year-old's favorite song. But I'm like, I had to throw this one in there. It's gonna be a good one.
I was lightning before the thunder.
I was looking for songs from high school for you, and I'm like, all right, this had to be a high school song.
Yeah, I don't even fucking know that song.
All right. It's Imagine Dragons Thunder is what it's called.
Okay.
I was like, all right, this guy was in high school probably around this time. This
I
was
was.
probably popular.
I was whenever that came out. I think I was going through like my first like grunge pop punk phase.
Mm-hmm.
So I that song sounds dope though, but unfortunately, no memory for that one. Right
Yeah,
now,
my kids love that song.
Imagine Dragons has some
And
good
Believer.
stuff.
They
Oh,
love
they're-
my kids
they're-
love Imagine Dragons. I don't know what it's all about.
they're real good.
You'll get there.
They're
So
not.
I love Imagine
The
Dragons.
yeah, I was gonna say the girls will start playing it for you. You're gonna be like, oh, I know that song now.
Yeah, my wife loves them. I just
Whatever songs in the movie they're watching, they love it. All right, so we're gonna move on to our hot seat and wrap things up. So the next 60 seconds, I'm gonna ask 10 quick questions. First thing that comes in the head, to spit it out. First CD you ever purchased.
Chris Ledoux greatest hits.
All right, one song you wish you wrote.
Rose in Paradise.
All right, who has the best pizza you ever tried?
This place called Little Chicago in Nashville is pretty dank.
It's right there it's on the road.
Yeah,
Right,
right there. Yeah.
by Live Oak. All right.
Yeah.
The strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road.
I wouldn't say strangest, but there's this thick ass copperhead. One time we ran it over and we turned around and it just moved and left. I was like, deuces, like that didn't get me. And I've never touched a snake since then. I feel bad,
Oh man, that's crazy.
That's awful.
Oh, that was miserable.
It was terrible.
I
What was
felt
the-
super
oh.
bad. Didn't kill it, and it was just like, get out of here. We left. But we were in a little bitty Toyota pickup, so it was like,
Oh, that's awesome. What was the first car you ever owned?
So my truck now it was my dad's, and when he passed away, I got it. It's a 2012 Dodge. May have lied to you, but it's that pretty close.
Nice, man. What's one thing people buy that you think is a waste of money?
I mean, I love spending money, so I don't know if there's really anything. I think if it makes you happy, I don't think it's a waste of money.
Someone once said video games, and to me that made a lot of sense because yes,
Fuck that, dude. I got a really, I'm not gonna say how much, but a really expensive PC sitting back to my right. So I'm not
Nice.
the guy that's gonna video games for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, my video games. I'm like, that's good money you would spend.
Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite holiday, man? We're in the holiday season. What
Christmas.
holiday do you love? Christmas. Hell yeah, dude.
Well,
All
my
right. So you got an 8-hour drive between shows. You're gonna stop at one gas station, not a Buc-ee's, because I mean they got way too much shit. So you're gonna stop at one gas station and you get snacks. What 3 items are you gonna get?
I'm stopping at a Love's just because that's pretty much all we got. I'm stopping at a Love's. I'm getting, my obsession recently has been the flips, the chocolate pretzels, the just regular milk chocolate. So I'm getting one of those, probably a White Monster, and a bag of the Ruffles barbecue Flamin' Hot. Have y'all seen those? They're new.
I haven't had those.
They're real good. That's probably my trio. Or
Okay.
corn dog too.
All right, what's a slogan or a jingle that gets stuck in your head every time you hear it and you just can't get out?
State Farm.
Yes.
That is awesome, dude. All right, and the last one, you've done some cool shit. You married your high school sweetheart. You got 2 amazing girls. You played some cool venues up to now. What is on your musical bucket list? What's something that would make you feel accomplished in your careers and maybe get into the opera? What is it? What do you want to do to say, this is why I'm doing this?
Man, I think there's a lot of different ways to answer it. Like, I think even just now having people connect to the music is your first ultimate goal. And I think if you can do that, that's awesome. But I've got really big dreams, man. Like I was saying, like I think if I could, play arenas, play huge venues, and just get to that point. But play about my tip top goal is to play Yankee Stadium. That's like the fucking tip of the rocket. So it's a long ways up there. But if I ever got there, that'd be perfect.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Now, I really hope that for you too, because how many people play Yankee? Billy Joel? Garth?
Not many.
Yeah, not many, dude. So I'd love to see Kolby Cooper live at Yankee Stadium one day, though. I'd be there. I'll be there front row, man. I'll be there rocking along with you. Don't worry. So,
hey, well, perfect.
So, dude, thank you so much for spending an hour of your time with us tonight. I know you've been extremely busy. You got 2 amazing girls and your wife waiting for you, dude. Go spend some time with them.
Thanks for spending time with us. Yeah.
Oh no, thank y'all so much for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it, and hope you have a great one.
Right. You guys have a great holiday.
And I'll see you and get to Milwaukee, the Rave, or the next time you're at Joe's, I'm there for sure.
Dude, yeah, we got to go to that Cubs game too.
Dude.
Hopefully Yankees will be in town and we can go. We can.
That would be cool.
I'll look at the calendar. We'll figure out what we can do. We'll get you to a game, dude. Because I want to get you up there because you're gonna love it, dude. We'll do some bleachers, some hot dogs. I'll show you around.
Some peanuts.
Yeah. I don't drink anymore. I don't know if you drink at all or anything. I quit drinking. I'm more of a cannabis now, so I gave that up. I actually work at a dispensary. My 9 to 5's at a dispensary during the day. So
holy shit, really? That's awesome. Yeah, we don't.
You're in Chicago, so
we don't. I drink a little bit, but not a ton. We definitely do more of the other than.
Well, I'm gonna hook you up next time you come around to town for sure. I got you.
Can't wait to be back. I'll be there next week then.
I just harvested some Tommy Chong plants a couple weeks ago, so I'm excited for those. I can't wait for those. But
perfect.
Dude, thank you again so much for spending time with us. And
it was a ton of fun.
We'll talk soon, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, thank y'all so much.
Have a good
night,
night,
take care.
Yeah, bye y'all.
Oh, that was so much fun, guys. I had a blast with that interview. Dude, he's a badass.
He's cool.
He's a badass.
He's cool. He's probably one of my. He's cool. My
mark
favorite.
my word. He will play Yankee Stadium.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if he'll be on a tour. I don't know what he'll do or what he'll play Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, he was. I really enjoyed talking to him. He was a ton of fun.
Betty, yes, go back and rewatch. Amazing show. We had a great time. I love Kolby. This guy, he has great things coming to him. Good things happen to good people. I've always said karma's real. Dude, he's gonna be successful and he's gonna have big things. This guy is the sweetest human I think I've ever met in the world. And I haven't said that about many people. So Kolby Cooper is a name you want to remember. Mark it down. Don't forget it. Definitely. So that's been fun.
Yeah.
What we got coming up this week? Thanksgiving.
We got Thanksgiving.
I saw a meme today. I'm going to send it to my family chat. It said this year for Thanksgiving they could take the walk.
You never took a walk, but yeah, Thanksgiving, and then
for the first time.
We have the weekend off. I think, right? Nothing going on.
I got nothing until next Thursday. Next Thursday, we kind of said we got Jelly Roll, guys. We're going to be covering. Well, Still Matthews out at the Rave. We cannot wait for that. It's amazing. It's gonna be awesome. Happy Thanksgiving, Tanya, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving,
you guys have a wonderful holiday. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Safe travels.
We got a fun one again next week. So, guys, tune in next Monday. We're back on Mondays next week. I'm off on my days. Today's Tuesday. Yeah. This is a makeup.
Yeah, we're back next Monday.
So we'll meet Mondays for a little while. So we're definitely going to be wrapping things up for the year. And man, have some good ones next year too. We're just gonna keep on rolling.
I'm not sure where that light's coming from, but it's like it's awful.
So I'm trying to read these comments, see if we missed any good comments.
Thank you
tonight.
guys for being so engaged and chatting with us. I think that also helps too, you know, with the artists. It's nice that they get to see that the audience interacts and shares their memories and their questions.
LB
And
Shane
I think
still
it's
holds
awesome.
the record for most live viewers. So we're gonna have to try to beat that one day.
Yeah. But Kolby was awesome.
We might be able to in March. So we'll see what
So
happens.
excited for that.
All right, y'all. So thank you again for joining us tonight on episode 108 with Kolby Cooper. Man, he is doing amazing things at only 22. He's going to be a force. I'm telling you. Write his name down. I want to wish Kolby nothing but the best. And I just can't wait to see what he does. Dude, next year's going to be huge for him. I just cannot wait. I'm excited for this guy. But catch up on everything you missed from past episodes over at gainingfastonmemphis.com. And make sure you follow our Instagram page. We're really trying to ramp it up and get it to 3,000 by the end of the year. At Fast On Memphis _podcast for all your updates. So we'll see you guys next Monday with another fun show.
Have a good holiday. Bye, guys.
Have a good one, y'all.
The Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver is brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Next week, Aaron connects more melodies and memories with other fans and the artists they love. Thanks for being a part of this musical journey, and we'll see you next time on the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.